What it do, YouTube? It's your boy Hendrix. Welcome back to the channel. My YTG, tap in with me. It's good to be back. You already know what's going on, man. Before we get into anything, let me just say this, because I want to keep it professional on a certain level before we get to the entertainment side. Okay, I want to first say that I don't find joy in anybody losing their job, especially in a highly competitive market where a lot of the times decisions don't necessarily add up. We see it in sports all the time. Players are let go. Players are out of the league. Coaches get let go for BS reasons and whatnot, or whatever reason they do get let go. I don't want this to seem like I'm rejoicing in somebody losing their job, because in this economy, bruh, as someone who's gone unemployed, before for an extended amount of time, it's not fun, and I don't wish that on anyone. Am I happy that I believe this is what's going to help the team get better? Yes. I don't think Sandy Brondello is a bad coach. I've said this before, by the way, so I don't think I'm saying anything new now. I just don't think she's the coach that we need, or she's the best coach, the most suitable coach for our team. I think we overlook a lot of the human side of basketball, NBA, WNBA. We really do tend to, I hate when people, start looking at players and coaches and like exotic animals and stuff like that, and forget the human aspect or the human side of these decisions that get made within their business. So I want to first make that clear. Now, secondly, let's get New York Liberty Reddit Chateau, New York Liberty Reddit Soko, Bibati Reddit Soko, talking about New York Liberty Reddit, talking about Coach Sandy. Anyway, let's get negative. And here we go. I want y'all to know I could seriously turn up a lot more than what we're actually going to do in this video, but I'm not even going to be on that type of timing today. I actually am so. I just see the non-renewal of Coach Sandy Brondello. I just see it as a stepping stone. You feel me? So this doesn't necessarily like cool. It's great. We finally started on what I believe we should have done from time. But now at least we got that first stepping stone out the way, because to me that was the biggest step. We finally did it. Thank God. Let's go now. So even though I want to get negative, and I probably will get negative on here, it's just pointing fingers, or me going a ha ha ha, me going a ha ha. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't really get us anywhere. So I'd rather talk about, what's going to happen after this or as a result of this. I did say on my stream, that's all, folks. I did say that the most informative and most entertaining or exciting things that are going to happen with this team are going to come in the offseason, and that's what I was looking for. This is what I am looking for. Yes. Us removing, the head of the snake. This is actually what I'm looking for, because now we get to spawn a different body. You understand what I'm saying? So this is what I was looking for. I want to see what happens to the team. And for all of the questions you all may have about the New York Liberty and whether this is a good move or not, I'm going to answer them right now. So I want to first answer some of the questions that I saw mostly floating around social media, and also what some fans, I guess, not privy to the situation. Now, I want to preface everything that we go over in this video by this tweet that I actually retweeted a little while back. But this is why I want to preface everything in this video with this tweet. This tweet reads: a big problem within the women's basketball community. A lot of people genuinely don't know basketball, at all. Can't talk it at all. Just the drama and antics. Just because you like basketball doesn't mean you know basketball for real. And that is what is reigning true, especially in this situation. This first question that I think most people have, whether you're a fan or not: why was Sandy fired? Let me just say this, and I'm not even saying this to be funny, but I have a playlist on this channel called WNBA Films Breakdown. I have a couple of videos on there, maybe about 6 to 8 videos on there covering the New York Liberty. If you want answers as to why Coach Sandy got fired, go watch those videos. I've explained how the New York Liberty, since Coach Sandy got there, has been iffy coaching along with lack of player IQ and skill. Those are the premises that's the premise of all of the videos. So if you really want an answer as to why Sandy got fired, You have to, one, look at it with the nuance eye. You can't just take some of the simple facts that social media is giving you. Oh, she was 32-8. She went to the finals her first year. She went to the finals the second year, won the finals the second year. She went to the playoffs this year with an injured team and lost in the first round. You can't look at the facts that people are giving you just at a superficial level. If you really want to understand why Coach Sandy was fired, then you have to look at those same facts that people give you with context. It might sound like I'm making a conspiracy theory or nothing like that. No, I gave you all a deeper look at what is happening with the New York Liberty on court so that you have context behind some of the things that everyone is going to talk about as they defend Coach Sandy. I'll actually give you all a quick example of this, but let's take that 32-8 record, or made the finals in her first year. Sorry, not in her first year, in her second year coaching the team, right? Let's take that 32-8 record. We added Jonquel Jones and Breanna Stewart to the team in 2023. In 2023, the league, the WNBA 12 teams was still very top heavy. So you had the Aces who were streaking, you had the Liberty, you have the Sun, and that's basically it. You had top heavy teams, you had a top heavy league. The teams with the most talent were doing the best. Now here comes the Liberty with arguably the second best, if you want to call them the best, go ahead, but the second most talented team in the league, because remember at that time in 2023, Candace Parker was on the Aces. So you had Candace Parker, Asia Wilson, Jackie Young, Chelsea Gray, Kelsey Plum. Bruh, we'll give them most talented, okay? But you had the second most talented team in the league. I know it sounds crazy, but you could put a lot of coaches in that situation and they'd probably go 32-8 when the rest of the league is weak and you have the second most talented team in the league. The second question was that I think I came across a lot on social media and even like friends texting me was it warranted? And I'll answer that like this. You have to first understand why she was fired. A lot of people think she was just fired for no reason, or they're not sure, or they're shocked, they're disappointed. You have to understand why she was even in a position to be fired. And again, that goes back to the fact that Coach Sandy does not have a system, or did not have a system for the entire time she was with the Liberty. Coach Sandy got there, and really what a lot of people I see just still don't understand is that Coach Sandy wasn't really doing much coaching. I break this down in my film breakdowns as well, but you guys have to understand, I saw somebody giving props for some of the things she did, playing Niara Game 5 and stuff like that. Do y'all understand that most of those things Coach Sandy was forced to do? Like, it wasn't necessarily off Coach Sandy's merit or IQ that she was doing these things. For example, last season, she kept playing, for the past 2 seasons, she played Courtney Vandersloot at the 1 and Sabrina at the 2. Here on this channel, I relay to y'all that the Liberty go the farthest when Sabrina is at the 1 and when Sabrina is comfortable at the 1 position. For 2 seasons, Coach Sandy kept playing Courtney Vandersloot at the 1 position. It wasn't until 2024, in the 2024 season, where Courtney Vandersloot had to leave the team for personal reasons, that Coach Brondello finally put Leonie Phoebish in the starting lineup and Sabrina Ionescu at the 1. And that was the same lineup that got them to the finals, and in my argument, actually gave them the best chance of winning the finals if you count that chip or not. Now, another example that got brought up was the fact that she played Niara Sabally in Game 5. If I remember correctly, I might be wrong on this, but if I remember correctly, she was kind of on this Coach Quinn reluctancy to play anyone from her bench because she wasn't sure it was the right time, or she didn't want to take that risk of playing a player that hadn't got too many finals minutes or too many playoff minutes in a Game 5, like in a Game 5 of the finals. But the thing is, she had to. You're playing the same old front court just the way the Lynx are playing the same old front court. You have to make a sub that might alleviate some of the pressures on your front court and entire team, and also inject some energy into the game. So she's again forced to make a decision. I can basically pull a Coach Quinn and keep playing the same players for the extended minutes, or I can put Niara Sabally in the game. Now, she puts Niara Sabally in the game. And guess what? That same lineup that she played, the Sabrina, Leo, Stewie, Niara, Jonquel Jones, I called for that lineup a week or a month before she even thought about playing it. I said, hey, Fee at the 4 is kind of some cheese, but Stewie at the 3 is even more cheese. Stewie doesn't like setting screens. I called this out in my film breakdown as well. I said Stewie doesn't even like setting screens, so why not put her at the 3? You have a hybrid big on your bench right now. Why not play Niara at the 4? Because now you're messing up the entire coverage. The Lynx front court is way too small to handle. JJ at the 5, Niara at the 4, and look what Niara did in Game 5 in the finals, and I believe her main matchup was Dorka Juhas. Look how that went. You got 2 examples of Coach Sandy like People will give her props for these things, but it wasn't necessarily her doing. It was just her hand being forced. Was her firing warranted? Yes. Because here's the thing. She could have been let go last year. She could have been dropped last year. I said it would have taken some balls from the organization, and especially GM Kobe. It would take some balls to fire your coach right after winning a chip. And in retrospect, I will say, even though I wasn't against it, I was kind of for it because I want to see teams actually make those kind of cutthroat decisions because it's valid in this case. But in retrospect, I kind of understand why they didn't do that, because it would have been a really tough look on the Liberty franchise if you're cutting a coach that you just won a chip with. What does that say to any of your other potential coaching candidates? They're probably not going to take that job. They're going to be like, oh, if I win a championship, I'm going to, like, my job isn't secure, at least for another year. So in retrospect, I understand why the Liberty didn't let go of Coach Sandy last year. But I believe that they damn near thought about it. And why do I believe this? Is because she was let go this season. Was it warranted? Absolutely, it was warranted. How can you coach a team and have no offensive system? No offensive system and no defensive principles. That winning record that they keep flashing in front of y'all saying, oh, she's such a great coach, how does she get fired? What that winning record isn't showing you is how most of these wins are coming because we're out-talenting the other teams. They're not coming because we have a great offensive system and great defensive principles. A lot of people are saying they're shocked and they think it's unfair that Coach Sandy got fired. Well, she had a tough season because of injuries. Injuries aren't any excuse. The Lynx were injured. They were still winning games. They're still beating us. The Fever have a whole other team on the bench right now because of injuries. And they have a chance to make the WNBA finals the way they're playing. Injuries do not matter if you at least have a reliant system you can fall back on, especially a team like the Liberty, who we get one or two players hurt, but still have way more talent on our team than the other teams we're playing up against. There should be no reason why we're not at least competitive in these games. That goes back to the system you have, or your lack thereof of a system, because you should be able to compete in games even if you're missing a star player. It actually says a lot about the coaching if you need all of your star players to win. I'm not saying that's a knock, like all these teams shouldn't have their star players available or whatnot. All I'm saying is it's very telling of the coaching. The coaching gets a bigger spotlight or a bigger magnifying glass on it when that player is missing, when that star player is missing, when this important piece of your lineup is out of it, because that's when your coaching gets put on full display. So Coach Sandy's coaching, which I've been saying has been here, it's been visible to the nuanced eye for a long time now, but for the, I guess if you want to call it, for the untrained eye or for the regular fan, her coaching deficiencies have been in front of you ever since she got here. And maybe you all were able to see it now, how some teams were losing some of their best players and staying competitive. We were losing our best players and weren't even competing that well. Out here losing to the Chicago Sky, to the Lynx B team. We weren't even staying competitive. But those are problems that we've had since. Like this one Twitter post said, if you're shocked about Coach Sandy's firing, you weren't really watching the team. Especially if you play basketball. That hot potato around the perimeter should have told you everything you need to. It's just the reason why so many people are shocked is because they literally don't understand what's going on. And it goes back to the tweet that I prefaced this video with. The way how some coaches are scapegoated in the MNBA and WNBA, yes, a lot of the time that's BS. I'll be the first to say it. You win Coach of the Year, Dwayne Casey, you get fired. You win a championship two seasons later, you're fired. A lot of the times coaches do get scapegoated. I'm not saying that I don't understand that. However, what I am saying is that in this case, it's very valid. Like, yes, it was warranted. So that's really all I have to say about, Coach Sandy. I know it's a kind of extended video, but I'm just happy that we finally get to step in the right direction. I already said on my live stream, Niara, Leo, Sabrina, Stewie, Benijah, and what did I say? Sabrina, Niara, Leo, Benijah, Sabrina, Stewie, and Izzy. If that's not one of your names, bro, I don't really care what happens. I'm confident. This first move of actually not renewing Coach Brondello actually gives me confidence in the organization, because I think, like I said, I praise GM Kobe all the time because I think he sees past the BS that most people get caught up on. As of right now, I think most people are caught up on the BS in front of this Brondello, this Brondello non-renewal. But I think GM Kobe, he sees through the BS. So this move actually, it makes me thankful in a way, because I think he's now about to start, slicing and dicing and getting this team back to championship level. So that's going to do it for this video. If you all enjoyed it, you know what to do. Subscribe if you're new. It's been your boy Hendrix. I'm out of here. Take care of yourself. Stay safe. Stay blessed. Peace.